Hi, I'm Claire, and this is your 15-minute energizing flow. So it's perfect for if you wake up in the morning and you just want to build a little bit of heat in the body and get yourself moving. We're going to be doing a lot of core and shoulder strengthening work, but before we get there, we're going to start in all fours. So coming to hands and knees, you want to stack your wrists directly underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide on the mat and press down firmly through the palm. We're going to take some small circles to the right, keeping the arms straight. We're just looking to bring a little bit more weight into the fronts of the wrists. Starting to warm up. And just really start to find that weight through the hands. Take those circles in the opposite direction. And just be mindful in this position that your index finger knuckle isn't starting to lift up off the floor. You want to press down firmly through each individual knuckle. Coming back to center, you're going to turn your hands out so they're pointing towards the sides of the mat. We're just going to shift the weight from left to right. Again, bringing a little bit more weight into the hands and into the fronts of the wrists. If this doesn't feel so good, you can take the hands a little bit wider and just not shift so far. But if you want to bring more weight into the wrists, bring your hands closer together, really press down through the heel of the hand, and you can shift a bit further side to side, but try and go a little bit slower. And then walking the hands back to center, so they're coming underneath the shoulders. This time we're turning the fingers all the way around, so they're pointing back towards the knees. Shuffle your knees in slightly towards the fingers. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, shift the hips back towards the heels. Again, trying to keep the palm flat down on the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, shifting back. Now again, if this is a bit too much, bring your knees closer towards your fingers, and then that won't have as much weight coming through the fronts of the forearms. If you want to add more, however, you shift your knees further back, so you can really shift the hips and get that stretch through the forearms. One more. And bringing yourself back to center, hands facing normal way. From here, we're tucking the toes. You're going to press through the hands, press through the toes, and just hover the knees above the floor. Now, you should already start to feel your core engage. We want to think about a lift at the base of the pelvis, almost like a hammock moving from the pelvis up to the belly button. And then a second lift up and in below your belly button. And imagine someone has their hands on your waist and they're giving you a gentle squeeze. One more breath here. And we're going to step backwards, find a high plank position. Press the floor away with your hands round out through the upper back. Really feeling the core engage. And then soften your knees, send it back to downward facing dog. Have a little walk out through the feet. Press the chest through towards the thighs. So you're getting a stretch through the shoulders. On your next inhale, we're going to roll back forwards to our high plank, but we're going to bring the right hand into the center of the mat. You're going to roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. We're coming into side plank Vashisthasana. So lift your left hand high. Now the options for your feet here are you can keep them stacked one in front of the other. If you need to, you can drop your bottom knee. You could stack the feet one on top of each other, or you might start to lift that top leg high. Wherever you are, lift your hips so you feel your side waist starting to engage. One more breath. Lower that left hand down to the floor. Come back to high plank. Again, feel the core lifting up, base of the pelvis and up and in just below your belly button. Then left hand comes into the center of the mat, rolling over so we're lifting the right hand high. Again, you've got those options. You could drop the bottom knee, stack the feet one in front, one on top, or again, maybe we're lifting that top leg. Lifting the hips, feeling the obliques work. One more breath. And lowering right hand down, coming back to high plank, and again, soften those knees, downward facing dog. Walk out through the feet, press one heel to the floor and then the other. And again, press that chest through towards the thighs. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forwards, high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forwards. Exhale, sending it back. So really tune into your breath and see if you can use the whole breath for each movement. So the movement shouldn't stop. It rolls one into the other, just like your inhale and your exhale. Final round. Holding your downward dog. We're going to take an inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, squeeze knee to the chest, look forwards. Plant the foot down between the hands, drop the back knee, but keep the toes tucked. We're going to inhale, sweep the hands forwards, and you're stacking your hips above that back knee. As you exhale, bend the elbows to take cactus and shift your hips forwards, lifting your chest to the ceiling. Inhale, release, sending the hips back. Exhale, bend the elbows, hips go forwards, opening through the chest. 3 more like this. Really moving with the breath, pulling down with those elbows so you feel the muscles of the upper back engage. Final time. From here, releasing the hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, reach the hands forwards, come up into crescent lunge. So firm up through those legs, deep bend in the front knee. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, lightly tapping that back knee to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Just 2 more. Final time. Coming up to your crescent lunge, you want to think about spreading the foot on that front leg nice and wide on the floor. Bring the hands down to prayer at heart center. You're going to look forwards about 1 meter in front of your front foot. Shift the weight forwards into that leg. And you're going to lightly lift that back foot off the floor to come into your warrior 3. Think about lengthening the crown of the head forwards and flexing through your left foot so you're pressing away with the left heel. Finding your balance, still spreading that front foot wide. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bending through the knee. Inhale, rise. Just 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. From here, we soften that front knee, reach backwards with the left toes, reach the hands high overhead, crescent lunge. Hands come down to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Have a little walk off through the feet. We're gonna come into second side. So inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, hug the knee into the chest, look forwards, plant the foot between the hands, drop the back knee. Again, we're keeping those toes tucked under. Inhale, sweep your hands up, hips are stacking above the back knee. And then exhale, we shift the hips forwards as we bend the elbows for cactus and lift the chest. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pressing forwards. So you should feel a little bit of a back bend here, but think about lifting the chest so we're not just dumping down into lower back. 1 more time. Lowering those hands to the floor, pressing through the feet, lifting the back knee. You're going to reach the hands forwards, come up to find your high lunge, crescent lunge. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lightly tap the back knee to the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap. 3 more. Keep spreading the toes and the foot on your left leg, nice and wide, creating a strong base. Hands come down to heart center in prayer. Look forwards. Think about really shifting the weight forwards, and then you can slowly lift that right leg. Find your balance. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Just 1 more like this. Again, from here, we're going to soften the front knee, reach backward to the right toes, lift the hands high, crescent lunge. Now from here, a little bit different. Hands are coming to heart center. Look forward, and with one step, you're going to step into your chair. So we're bending deep into the knees, and you want your knees stacking above your ankles. If the weight is shifting forwards, send it back into the heels. Think about lifting your chest, and then lift the arms. So you want to try and get the biceps in line with the ears. Think about tilting your tailbone down to the floor so we lengthen out the lower back. Lift the chest. If it's tight in the shoulders, you can send the arms a little wider, but spin the little fingers towards each other. Now the thighs should be starting to burn a little bit. Deep inhale. Exhale, can you come a little bit lower? Deep inhale. Exhale a little bit lower. From here, we're shifting into half chair, Ardha Utkatasana. So hips go backwards and chest comes parallel to the floor. Still try and keep those biceps in line with the ears. If it's getting a little bit too much through the shoulders, you can bend the elbows, come to cactus. But again, we're really pulling backwards with those elbows so we can feel our back muscles engage. Now you've got the option to intensify it one step further here. Shift forwards into the toes. Deep inhale, lifting the heels. Are you still breathing? Final breath here. Lower the heels, forward fold. Take the feet a little bit wider, take a ragdoll. So grab onto opposite elbow, soften the knees, little sway side to side. And then from here, take an inhale, hands reach the floor, halfway lift. Hands down, step back to high plank. Exhale, shift forwards and down for your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Sighing out through the mouth. We're going to take that vinyasa one more time. Inhale, roll forwards, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. One more vinyasa just to make sure we're nice and warm. Rolling forwards. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, drop your knees. Come to a seated position, and you're ready to start your day. So thanks for joining me, guys. That was your energizing flow. Hopefully, your heart is pumping a little bit faster now, your muscles are feeling warmer, and you're fired up, ready to get on with your day.